Dear Willie Insurance, question. If I was to tell you after over a decade of near zero interest rates that people would be going out to buy mortgages, homes, with 7% mortgage rates, would you believe it? I don't know if I would have believed it a couple of years ago, but I'm believing it now. Anna Tessari Sully put out an article. We're going to go over it. New home sales inch higher despite 7% mortgage rates. There's more opportunity, economists say. You hear that? 7% mortgage rates. New home sales are actually ticking up in places. Okay. Home buyers are paying attention to new construction due to more supply incentives. About 693,000 new single-family houses were sold in March, up 8.3% from a year ago this time, okay, year over year. The median sale price was $430,700, according to the latest report by the U.S. Census Bureau. $430,700 for a house, average, okay? Now, while the spring housing market has become plagued with low supply, high prices, and spiking interest rates, would-be home buyers are focusing on new construction. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say this. If you want a home, you're going to find a way to get this home. With or without these rates, the demand and the need for homes is high. Okay? And I know people want to believe it's the end of the world with the rates and it's the end of the world with the economy. It's not. We are going through a transitional time. Okay? You're coming off the pandemic. You're coming off of, you have this debt that's out here. You have a lot of things going on, job loss, different things. But this is not the first time except for the pandemic, this has ever happened in society. And people find a way to stay optimistic and still chase the things they need to chase. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. But what I am saying is when you have a goal, you will figure out the money. And this is why I try to talk on this channel and I relate everything, to insurance and things that insurance touches, like homes and auto, is that if you can get your money right, you can afford things and live a good life. You don't have to stress if we can get the paperwork right and get the numbers right. So the reason new homes have more incentives and availability than previously owned ones. There's more opportunity in new construction, said Nicole Bouchard, a senior economist at Zillow Group. About 693,000 new single-family homes were sold in March, up 8.3% from a year ago, according to the U.S. Census Bureau and the Department of Housing and Urban Development. The median sales price, again, was $430,700, the agency found. Meanwhile, sales for previously owned homes dropped 3.7%. You hear that? Sales for previously owned homes dropped by 3.7% from March 2023, the National Association of Realtors found. Now, talking to my friends, they seem to love new builds because it's coming with more upgraded amenities and, stronger windows, more quieter stuff. They don't turnkey. They're willing to pay the money to get turnkey and new build. So I don't know if this is a trend, but people that I'm talking to, they love seeing these new homes popping up and they're jumping on them. Okay. So many areas in the U.S. face a low inventory of existing homes as the mortgage rate lock-in effect, or the golden handcuff, keeps existing homeowners from becoming sellers. A lot of existing homeowners have great interest rates from when rates were low. They know if they sell and try to get back into something after they get the money and go into something new, their rates are going up. So they're holding tight to what they have. But what they're seeing is new development is coming up right behind them. Okay? New development is here. With 30-year fixed rate mortgage rates sitting above 7%, homeowners who bought at a much lower rates in recent years don't like the prospect of trading in their low rate for a higher one. Now that's good math, and I understand that. If you have a home, that home's working for you, stick with it and ride it out. But what do they say? People generally are in their homes for about 5-7 years and they switch out. Well, I think people may start staying in their homes a lot longer. Don't know. That's just a feeling. Meanwhile, buyers are turning to builders who are typically more flexible with pricing. Home builders offer buyers incentives like rate buy downs and price cuts. Home builders can even pay for closing costs, experts say. Now, if you are a homeowner or you have seen people with homes trying to sell it, people have this feeling that their home is uniquely different. Their home is special. I have to tell you, when a buyer comes to your home, they feel nothing. They're looking at the numbers, the comparables, and they're trying to figure out if it fits their budget. They're not thinking about your kid took its first steps in the home, your daughter came down the stairs for prom and you took the pictures. They're not thinking about all the Christmases and family Thanksgivings you spent in the house. None of that is a concern to them. They're not thinking about your kitchens and baths you thought were great renovations, but it's not the buyer's taste. Understand, when buyers come in, they're looking from a logical point of mind. Sellers are emotional and feel you should pay a premium on that emotion. It's not going to happen. So new builders have that flexibility. Homes can be sold right now. Two things. One, people with, like they said, with the lower interest rates, they know they're going to sell and they have to get into something with higher interest rates. And two, they have to understand no one's going to pay them what they think their house is worth. This is why we have something called market value, market price. The market sets the rate, not your emotions. All right. So home builders can offer these incentives. They can offer rate buy downs and price cuts to new buyers. And you're getting a new home with new appliances, new fixtures, stronger windows. You get new stuff. All right. This has been helping incentivize some potential buyers to turn to the new home sales market, said Matthew Walsh, assistant director and economist at Moody's Analytics. New build price gaps narrow, while new builds are still sold for slightly more than existing homes. The price gap has significantly narrowed since the fall. Okay? It's narrowing. That means you guys sitting on these older homes that don't want to give it up. If that price gap narrows, okay, why would I get into your old home when I can get into a new build? If you can get the money, get it, cash out and move on. All right, so prices are much more closer to parity than during any point in the last 3 decades. Listen to that, homeowners who want to sell but trying to play the game and trying to squeeze out more. Listen to what they're saying. The parity. Prices are much closer to parity than during any point in the last 3 decades. Okay? Over the last 6 months, the median price for a new home is only about 4% higher than the median price for an existing house. 4%. Okay? Now, if we can get out that, change the commission rate with the real estate agents, you might be able to squeeze that 4% back, right? I'm being funny. That level is significantly lower than before the pandemic, when the median price of a new home was more than 40% higher than an existing house, Walsh explained. Do you guys see what is going on? Let me read it again. Over the last 6 months, the median price of a new home is only about 4% higher than an existing home. Okay? That level is significantly lower than before the pandemic, when the median price of a new home was more than 40% higher. You guys remember when lumber shot up big time during that pandemic time? Do you guys remember the last few years when lumber really shot up and it increased the premium, the price on these houses? Real estate is like a timing game. It's a window. You have to hit that window, and you also, in certain respects, you just got to take a shot. And I don't know if you can perfectly time the market like they say in stocks and, trading in and out and all that. I don't know. But you have to look at the numbers. It is narrowing. 4% from 40% to 4%. I don't know why anyone would go with an old home when you can get brand new. That means brand new neighborhood, nice amenities, maybe walking trails, parks, all that stuff, right? So on the existing side, you have such a tight supply for sale, he said. But on the new home side, you have builders prioritizing transaction volumes over margins. Listen to me, people. On the existing side, old homes, you have such a tight supply for sale because they don't want to get off those low interest rates and they don't want to sell unless you're giving them a super great number, right? But on the new home side, this is old home. On the new home side, you have builders prioritizing transaction volumes over margins. What does that mean? I'm glad you asked. Willie's going to tell you. That means they're trying to get you in and close the deals. They're not worried about how much money they're going to make. They're not worried about their margins and spreads. They're worried about closing deals. So if you want a home and you go to a old home person, you may have to haggle a little bit. But if you go to a new development, what the people are saying here, CNBC, they're saying that new builders are willing to work with you because they prioritize closing the deal, aka getting you in the home versus them walking away with a bag of cash. Think about that for a second. In the past, price-sensitive buyers with tighter budgets were limited to the existing home market, old homes. Nowadays, buyers who remain looking might have more options on the new home side. Just something to think about. Daryl Willey Insurance. Appreciate you guys spending this time with me. We're talking about homes today. Don't forget, if you're getting a home, get in a car, get with an insurance agent or broker and let them walk you through the best way to insure it and protect the things that you're spending these big dollar tickets on, okay? Get with someone who's a professional. Let them help you protect the things that mean the most to you and your family. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Talk to you.